Okay, I'm Kelly Tippett, and this is episode 2 of Emulsion. And this particular episode is about picking Queen Anne's lace. And it's not so much about the subject or the flower itself, but about the experience. And I'll explain that. First, let me go into telling you about this particular day. So it's after church. Me and my wife are driving back after church, going home, and she sees some Queen Anne's lace on the side of the road. And she's like, oh, I want to pick some Queen Anne's lace. So we loop around and park in this big parking lot. And I have some video of her. You can see her walking to the flower. I'm in the car and I video it. And then I get out and I go and I join her. One thing I want you to understand is that my wife, when we first met, we were driving and I'd see a big field of flowers and want to go. And I remember one day, it was actually a Sunday as well. She didn't feel like it because she didn't have her tennis shoes. So I got a little irked because I wanted to do something spontaneous and everything. But here we are, 8 years later, married, and she's wanting to get out and take pictures. And not just 8 years later, but we've been doing it for a few years. We'll get out and take some pictures, and a lot of instincts kick in. And like this particular event, it was spontaneous. And I got out of the car, went over and joined her, and there was we were on a knoll, and of course there's a street over here, and you can see a truck go by, I think in one of the little clips. But I go down the knoll and I take the camera and I video and I still photo, and I pointed it up and started getting some video, and then I started snapping some pictures too. And you can hear him in the event, as I'm videoing, you'll hear her say, "Are you taking pictures of me?" And I said, "Yeah, be still." And she starts being still.
Are you taking my picture?
Stay right there. And then she'll start pointing. I don't know if I didn't put it in this, but she points and then she goes into a laugh, and I capture that. So that's one of my favorite ones, where she's laughing and the Queen Anne's lace is in the foreground. That's what I want to get into, is the capturing the still photography and the video. And that it's a spontaneous event, but you capture the experience or the mood and the laughter, and it's evidently a happy event. And it's not cold outside, the sky's clear. You can see the Queen Anne's lace in the video waving, and you can see it bending in the photographs too and everything. And so that experience and that instinct over the years taking photographs, this is one thing I guess I want to share too, is there's a heroic view where you get a little bit lower than your subject, and some of you may already know this, and you shoot upward toward them. Now, having a grand background, in movies they'll do this, have giant aquariums or something like that, or murals or something, or church, whatever, to make it more, or sunbeams, something behind them to make it like a real heroic thing. But in just regular day life, just getting back and a little bit lower and shooting up. Now, one thing is, you may not want to get that double chin on some people, especially with age. We'll get a little bit of flab going, so you can have them tilt their head a little bit. But in this case, it was just spontaneous and shooting up. Blue sky behind them, and the Queen Anne's lace going back and forth, and that. And we can get into other subjects, other videos or topics about shooting flowers themselves, but which I do like some macro. I like the way flowers look in macro, but which is really close up. But in this case, what I came back with was a nice picture of my wife, a lady in a Sunday dress with the wind blowing, and just a pretty blue sky behind them. Not a whole lot of clouds and nothing, but just a clear day. But yeah, we get out and we take pictures, and that's what I want to encourage you to do. Just get out, even on the roadside. Of course, be safe and everything, and you can put orange cones out if you need to, or park in a parking lot off and walk over and watch for traffic. And then I was using a cell phone, an iPhone cell phone, and just snapping away in that. I wasn't using the DSLR. But yeah, we get out and take the picture and do something spontaneous, because when you come back with something, you can go through it and look, and you'll see things especially if you've been doing it a while, or even your gut instinct to kick in, not just from experience. But what I find myself doing is when I first started taking photography is they have a rule of thirds. And you have 1/3 here, 1/3 here, and obviously 1/3 here. A lot of times I would put my subject here and something in the background you could see, or I'd put my main subject here and something in the background, and that's a lot of stuff I had to learn. But sometimes some stuff is a gut instinct. You get out there and you just don't go with a plan or nothing, you know. Or if you're going by and you see something and you start taking pictures without a plan, that's cool too. Just enjoy it, and that's what this was. And one thing I want to touch base on is if Sharon would be to do that and to try that heroic pose out if you're taking pictures or something, and if you're in a you're taking pictures of subject, could be high school, could be a wedding or something, and you just run out of things, you could think, I'll do the heroic pose, or the make them grander, get down, dip and look and find it. Now in this case, another thing is cropping is important, and you can crop through as you take it. You can, like in this, there's a little bit of there's the road in that, and obviously you come down this hill, and I'm a little bit lower shooting up, and I get a little bit of the dirt in the ground. There's grass and at the base of the flowers and everything, and then I raise it up to get a little bit above the grass, and the Queen Anne being tall, and then her there, and I try to leave the dirt out. I got it in some of it, but I ended up cropping it out through Adobe. And one more thing besides the heroic view, I want to explain about this is that, I got the little bit of the wind blowing. It's spring. It's not a cold day. I got the laughing picture and the clouds and that. I mean, not the clouds, but the sky, open sky, blue sky. Is that if you do it on a different day, that's fine. And you go out there and you get your flower and everything, and then you take one of those pictures of your surroundings, people interacting, or your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, you'll capture that. You'll capture the cloud that looks like a rabbit in the background, or you'll capture the perfect clouds are just perfect, or the golden sky, or the dark sky because it's starting to rain, or you'll catch, maybe it starts raining and you're like, you catch them in a spontaneous moment, So, and then speaking of which, we did this one time when we went to get some yellow cone flowers. We took pictures of yellow cone flowers, and I've got a picture, and I'll do something on it, where the flowers have grown together. And anyway, it was pretty neat. So you'll capture things like that. All right, and thank you for watching, and have a good day, have a good night, wherever you are. Thank you.